This is my iBUYPOWER pre-built gaming desktop. I've owned and dailied this computer for over a year. Now I know a lot of you guys cringe to the thought of a pre-built PC, but hear me out. In the year I've owned this desktop, I've done almost no modifications to it. The only thing I've added is a 1TB SSD, and you can see that through the red SATA power cable coming off the side of the motherboard. Before I owned this computer, I knew nothing about desktops, so going for pre-built was obviously my best option. I spent a lot of time researching what desktop I wanted to go with. Now, I looked at multiple brands, including Ironside, CyberPower, and iBUYPOWER, but I felt like iBUYPOWER had the best bang for buck compared to these other brands. Obviously times change, so I'm not sure if the same still holds true today, but at the time, this was my best option. Sadly, I don't think that the model I have is sold by iBUYPOWER anymore, but just for a rundown on the specs, my PC is running a i7-9700F with 16GB of RAM at 2666 MHz. It came with a NVIDIA GeForce 2060 Super, 500GB of HDD, and 500GB of SSD. All of this is running on an ASRock B365M IBR motherboard. So with all the boring stuff out of the way, obviously my PC is not the most powerful or even close to it. Especially for the time when I bought this, it wasn't even close to the most powerful then. For the whole year I've owned this thing, I've only had one issue, and it was with the RGBs on the bottom fan in the front of my computer. And all I had to do was take off the right panel and replug it in. It had gotten unplugged somehow, just from being moved around, I suppose. With that being the only issue I've had, I definitely recommend iBUYPOWER. I mean, this thing runs games pretty f***ing good for what it is, and even my cousin, he went out and bought an iBUYPOWER desktop because I had one. He had been on the fence about buying a PC. I told him iBUYPOWER is great, dude. These things run great. He bought one that's even better than mine, that has water cooling, has way more storage, a better graphics card, the whole 9 yards. And his runs even better than mine, runs games with even more frames, and his just looks great. It came with a mouse and keyboard. Mine did as well, but his are RGB, and his are much nicer than mine. The mouse and keyboard that comes with the PC is definitely not all that, so I do recommend buying maybe a Logitech keyboard and mouse. That's what I'm currently gaming with, and I definitely like Logitech. But I do recommend buying a different mouse and keyboard than the ones that come with the iBUYPOWER PC if you're going to purchase one. But man, there's just not much to be said here. This PC is really good. I've had little to no issues with it, and I mean, for being somebody who's never touched a computer before, being able to just take this thing right out of the box, boot it up, have no issues, I mean, dude, this thing, if you are looking to buy a PC, go with iBUYPOWER. If you're looking for a pre-built, a secondary PC to stream on, go with iBUYPOWER. I love these computers, man. I have seen amazing Ironside computers. I've seen amazing CyberPower computers. I've seen amazing Zydax computers. But these iBUYPOWER computers just hold up so well compared to them. I think these are just as good, and they're a third of the price. So I definitely recommend iBUYPOWER if you are looking to buy a computer. So overall, I have to give my iBUYPOWER gaming desktop a 10 out of 10. For a pre-built, this thing is amazing, and just for a gaming desktop, this thing is incredible. Anybody in the market for a gaming desktop, I definitely recommend iBUYPOWER. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you want to see more content from me. I also stream at twitch.tv/Mr. Half a Year. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below.